This is Daniel from PlaceMaker, and I have in front of me an import from PlaceMaker into SketchUp. So I used SketchUp and imported all this data in from PlaceMaker, and it includes a high-resolution aerial. There's many instances though when you want to use this high-resolution aerial outside of SketchUp, and I'm going to demonstrate how to actually export out this aerial, this really nice aerial, from SketchUp. Remember that all the PlaceMaker data that is imported into SketchUp or Revit is placed on tags. So I'm going to turn off the buildings, the roads, the paths, and then the water here. And I'll zoom in here, and we have a really nice high resolution aerial. And I'm going to export this out. And we're going to export it out from all the way back here, because we want to import in this whole area, because the whole aerial has a lot of clarity to it. So first and foremost, I'm going to go to Window, Preferences, and you want to find the OpenGL setting. On the Macintosh, I think it's SketchUp, Preferences, OpenGL. And we're going to increase the resolution of the aerial, even just slightly. Let's zoom in here so you can see. OpenGL, use maximum texture size. We're going to get a warning that this will impact SketchUp's performance, which is true. But even just a little bit, and this is the max resolution that you can import in from PlaceMaker using Nearmap. I should have mentioned that. This is actually a Nearmap aerial. So again, I went to Window, Preferences, OpenGL, use maximum texture size. I had imported this aerial in from PlaceMaker using the Nearmap maximum high resolution aerial that I got for this location. And now I'm going to export it out. So I'm going to zoom all the way back out. And it's going to be a little laggy, doesn't matter what kind of system that you're on. Just be patient with it. Sometimes it might be better to turn the OpenGL off. In this case, what I mean is go to Window, Preferences, turn off, use maximum texture size. Give it a second, and then I'll zoom back out here. And once we have it set into position, we'll actually export this. So let's get this into position here. I'm going to set this to top view using the view menu. Again, if you ever want to access menus in SketchUp, there's a view. Just right click over these icons. And then I'm going to go to Camera and select Parallel Projection. Just in case, I'm going to hit View again. And now I'm set. I'm going to export this out. Now, to get this to export out in a super high resolution, I'm going to go to File, Export, and 2D Graphic. And this wasn't a very advertised feature in SketchUp's release of 2021. But in 2021 release, the SketchUp development team uncapped the export size of images, 2D exports out of SketchUp. So what that means is I'm going to export this out. I'm going to export it out as a TIFF. So it's an uncompressed image. You can do EPS, you can do PDF, and with PDF you can actually create a scale. I'm not going to go into that right now. Or JPEG, but I'm going to do a TIFF. I'm going to go to Options, and I have the pixel width set to 30,000. So your typical screen is 1920 by 1080 or a little bit higher. So you're talking about a very large export. I think I can go higher than that, but I'm going to just go with 30,000 for right now and hit Export and hit OK. So again, like, here's the pixels, width and height. It's going to export this whole viewport for us. Anti-alias, and hit OK, and I'm going to hit Export. And I'm going to wait for it. Might take a couple of minutes for this to export out. And once it's done, I can go and open up this image. It's right here, the high-res export. Save to this PC. Have it right here. and it exported it out. I'm going to zoom in, and you can see it did a pretty decent job at exporting this out at a super high resolution. And that's how you actually can then go and use these images in other applications. You can see that it is a fairly large, it's a 453 megabyte file, so it is fairly large. So I went ahead and actually zoomed in to the location I want to export out, or let's say this is my project location. And again, I set my view to top and camera to parallel projection like that to make sure that ensures that it's orthogonal. And then I go to File, Export, 2D Graphic, and I already exported this out, and I did it at 30,000 pixel width again, but I created a zoomed in version. And the result was this export, and now I can zoom in, and this will probably the maximum resolution I can get out of both Nearmap and from SketchUp, which is actually pretty good. So this is the way that we actually harvest aerials for other uses from SketchUp into whatever you're going to use it for, a Photoshop base, Illustrator, Autodesk, AutoCAD, whatever. But thank you very much for watching, and leave some comments if this was helpful.